Welcome back to Brothers Talking Sports. We're here for Week 4 preview and prediction. I'm here with Shay today. No Ezra, even though I do have Ezra's picks. Shay, how we doing?
He got to put his picks in when he missed, but I didn't get to put my picks in when I missed. That doesn't seem fair.
I gave you free points.
Yeah, you gave me 6 points. A monkey could have done better than 6 points.
Listen, you did gain a point on Ezra from a couple weeks ago, even though we didn't post it, but I still counted that one. So I have that one. All right. Let's hop into it here. Before we start anything, we have 2 things to go before we even start our picks and go over the games this week for Week 4. We have 2 different segments. The first segment, we're going to start off talking with the rookie quarterback starting for the New York Giants and Jaxson Dart. He'll start against the Chargers this week. Shay, what do you expect from Jaxson Dart in the whole New York Giants quarterback situation?
I just hope it's an exciting game to watch because last week, Week 2 was a very exciting Giants game. Week 1, very not exciting. Last week, also not exciting at all. Again, Russell Wilson, hopefully did his role getting in there, but he's not getting the job done. I hope the offense is a little more explosive instead of just dumping it off to the running back or just chucking something up deep and overthrowing or sailing things out of the end zone. I hope it's a little bit of a change and more explosive offense from the Giants.
Yeah, I hope the Giants are able to utilize the middle of the field more this week, especially when we're talking about Jaxson Dart. I think that's going to be his strong suit, and his legs as our quarterback is huge in the game. Not having a quarterback that's very mobile hurts any team, not just the New York Giants. It hurts any team. It hurts the Rams, teams like Jared Goff and the Lions. So Jaxson Dart able to use his legs is very important, and also the Giants be able to hopefully utilize the middle of the field with Jaxson Dart and able to hit those type of throws. It'd be exciting to see rookie quarterback, first round pick. We'll see. First rounder. We'll see what happens. All right, let's move on here. This is my AFC playoff prediction right now, if you could see it. So here's the teams that I put on the in. There's 2 teams on the bubble.
Interesting.
And then I put everybody else's out. Now, do you have anything to disagree with on the out first? Let's start there.
Out. Now, again, I don't know. Cincinnati is 3-1 right now. I don't know their schedule. I assume it's difficult because their division's tough.
They're not 3-1. They're 2-1.
Sorry, they're 2-1.
Yeah.
Yes, they're 2. Yes. Again, and their schedule's probably tough. So I would say yes, out. Everyone else, the rest of those teams. Yeah, again, the Titans not with rookie quarterback, again, and they're just not that good of a roster. The Raiders aren't good enough a roster. Dolphins stink. Jets stink. Houston, again, I don't know if Houston can turn it around, but to start 0-3 and they make the playoffs in a loaded AFC is going to be tough.
Yeah.
I think Cleveland has too tough of a schedule to be able to do anything, and their offense isn't good enough. So the out, I agree with the out, yes.
So now I went to the bubble, and I said, okay, so now everybody, I think these teams are really out. The 2 teams that I put in the bubble are the Patriots and the Steelers. I think both teams are pretty much mid, I would say. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rodgers has played well, but their offensive line is awful. Their weapons aren't helping them out, and their defense hasn't played very well at all. They just haven't played well as a team that has a lot of talent. So that's why the Pittsburgh is in the bubble. And the Patriots, I don't see it there. I don't see the offense there enough, and they give games away. They gave a game away last week, a couple fumbles last week to the Steelers. So I don't see Drake May making the playoffs this year on the out.
I disagree with the bubble. Here's the best way to put it right now. You look at the Broncos are 1-2. You look at the Chiefs are 1-2. I'm gonna assume the Chiefs are gonna lose this week because I think they will. They'll be 1-3. Now the Chiefs still have to play the Broncos twice, and you have them as the 5-6 seed in the wild card. The 5-6 seed wild card is one of those teams you probably say they win 11 or 12 games. The other one wins 10, 11 games. I don't think both of those teams can win 10-plus games. Or I should say 10-plus, one of them winning 11 to 12 games, especially Denver as the 5. They're 1-2 right now. With how tough of the division they got to play in, they got to still play Kansas City twice, the Chargers again. I just don't think that's how it's going to play out. I'd give Jacksonville a better shot at being the 5 seed than Denver because Jacksonville's got a lot easier in their division. They can win. I mean, I don't know how many division games they played if they played any so far. Jacksonville should be 3-0 right now. They lost that one to Cincinnati a couple weeks ago that I think they would like to have back. But their divisions, they can win every game in their division if they wanted to. Obviously, the Colts is going to be tough, but they could beat Houston twice. I think they play Houston this week. I think they play Houston this week, right?
Do you think those are the correct 7 teams, though?
No, I don't.
Oh, who would you have in there?
I'd put Pittsburgh in there.
Instead of who?
The Broncos, I think. I think I'd take Pittsburgh over the Broncos. I think Kansas City will ultimately get in, but I think the way Kansas City gets in now is they have to beat Denver twice, which puts Denver at 2 more losses. That's Denver now having 4 losses already. Still have to play the Chargers. Other games trickle in there.
Well, I also, in the NFC, I only have 1 new team.
So you're going with the new team rule that there has to be new teams?
Well, usually there's 4 new teams every year.
Usually, but, again.
This year, the 4 were Jacksonville, Colts, and that's it. All the other teams made the playoffs last year.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you that I don't think New England gets in. They haven't been playing as good as it looks, and the games that they're supposed to win, what are the Patriots' record right now? 1-2, are they?
Yeah, they're 1-2.
Who'd they lose to? They lost, obviously, the Steelers last week, but that was an expected loss. But they lost week 1 or one of the games
the Raiders, right? Yeah, they lost.
Yeah, that they shouldn't. They probably that needs to be a win for them to try and make the playoffs. So I would probably put Denver out. I'd probably move Pittsburgh in. I don't think 3 from the AFC West get in this year. That's what my point is. I don't think the way that they all started with they're both being 1-2, I don't think they get in. But you never know.
I just think that it's really tough. I think it's between 3 teams, the Broncos, Chiefs, and Steelers. Because I think Jacksonville's getting in.
I think so too, and I think it's just they're playing pretty well. I mean, I think both the Colts and Jacksonville getting because I think they're both playing well, and they both have they have a lot of wins they can win in their division. They could both win 4 games in their division, split with each other, and then they're both 5-1 in the division. That's 5 games you win right there. Jacksonville obviously wasn't so good last year, so they have that more favorable schedule playing that last place schedule that they have.
Listen, the rankings are the rankings. I'm not trying to really get the rankings right. I'm just trying to get the teams right.
Mm-hmm. Again, I would probably move Pittsburgh in, and I think I'd move Denver out, I would say.
Okay.
That's fair. Do I think Denver is a better team than Jacksonville? Probably. But if you just go by, again, schedule and opponents, I would probably say I would take Denver out because, again, they start 1-2. Losing to the Colts was not good. Obviously, the Colts are playing well right now. And then that last week to the Chargers, which is going to be a big one coming down later in the year, I think that one's going to come back to bite them.
I just think the Broncos have been playing better than the other 2 teams. And I understand schedule and all that. I just think they've been playing better than the other 2 teams.
I think the Steelers have now favorable because they have to play Cincinnati 2 times. That should be 2 more wins the way Cincinnati looks. So that helps them out a lot.
Yeah. All right, let's move on here to the NFC. The NFC, here's the teams that are out. The Giants, the Panthers, Dallas, and the Saints. I think that's pretty simple. Those are the teams I'd consider out.
Yeah, I would even add a couple in there.
You could add the Bears.
I think I'd add the Bears too, but
you could add the Bears. I didn't add the Bears. They're 1-2. I'll save them for out. I know I put the Cowboys in over the Bears, but the Cowboys defense might be historically one of the worst defense I've ever seen. They're awful. Okay. The bubbles, I think, is going to stay the same. Minnesota, 49ers, Falcons, and Cardinals.
Yeah. I think, again, I don't think Arizona, I don't think will make the playoffs. I get their bubble. They're 2-2 right now, so it's fine to say that they're on the bubble.
Yeah. I think the Falcons are going to be on the bubble. I think they're going to fizzle around 500 as well.
NFC's tough. The NFC's tough because...
But I think these are your 7 teams pretty clearly. And now I say this because
San Francisco's 3-0 right now, which again, I don't think listen.
That's the problem.
They're 3-0. It's tough. They got to go 7-7 the rest of the way, and they should make the playoffs.
But the problem is they also got to play in the toughest division. I think the toughest division in football right now.
That's true. Who do they play this week? San Francisco,
Jacksonville.
That's a big game. Because if they win that game and they're 4-0, it's tough to start 4-0 and not make the playoff.
It is tough.
You never know. It's a big game for Jacksonville too because that could be a big one to go start 3-1.
But I think these are your 7 teams right here.
Minnesota. Here's the thing: if Carson Wentz started the whole season, I think Minnesota could be a playoff team. If McCarthy comes back, which he's supposed to in a few weeks, I think they're not a playoff team because I just don't think he's as good. Atlanta's only way to win is they got to win the division, which is they're 1-2 now, Atlanta?
Yeah, they're 1-2.
So that's tough. They had, that week 1 game meant a lot more to win that one.
Yeah. All right, and then here are your 7 playoff teams. I think this is a pretty good 7 playoff.
I think I agree perfectly with the playoff teams.
Yeah.
I think, again, Packers, Lions, yes. Philly, yes. Tampa Bay, yep. Rams, yep. Washington.
Aren't these the all same teams except for, these are all the same teams.
Except Seattle.
Oh, Seattle didn't make the playoffs.
Seattle didn't make it.
Then Vikings made it last year.
Yes. Yeah.
So the only couple teams that have
but
differences.
Again, I think I like Seattle to get in. Seattle's playing well, 3-1 right now.
Jacksonville, the Colts, and Seattle, which would all make sense to make the playoffs. I think that's pretty reasonable.
So. Again, it's also way too early to tell. Injuries can happen and everything like that.
Yeah, I want to do this probably about like week 8 or week 9, and we'll see what it looked like then. But I think this is definitely a really good picture of how. Listen, I think there's a couple teams that you could probably consider a lock. 'Cause I think the Colts are a lock. I think it's going to be very hard for them not to make the playoffs.
I don't know. I wouldn't say here as a lock. I wouldn't do
because
anything
even the worst is they're going to be a wild card team.
You would think so because again their schedule's favorable and the way they're playing. But again, I don't want to go out on anything yet. I don't want to say they're a lock. But
I'm saying they're a lock.
Okay.
I would say the Bills and the Ravens are also a lock.
I would say the Bills are most definitely a lock. The Bills you could lock in to win the division. I would have locked that in 10 weeks ago. I would have locked that in last season.
I know the Ravens are 1-2. They're going to make the playoffs. I'm not worried.
Yeah. The Ravens are too good to not make the playoffs.
Too good. The Chargers are going to make the playoffs.
I agree with that too. I would agree with the Chargers, the Bills, and the Ravens. Again, I wouldn't go crazy on the Colts yet, but I know what you mean. Again, they have a favorable divisional matchup. But again, we could see one team from the AFC South get in, and it's a wild card because all those teams just end up beating up on each other. And now you have Houston, who was 0-3, sneaks in at 10-7 to win the division. Again, that's why I'm saying it's.
I get that.
It takes Houston beats the Colts twice, and there you go. And Jacksonville beats the Colts twice. Houston beats Jacksonville twice. Like it's. Again, Houston played anyone in the division yet? They can go 6-0 in the division, and then they get in at 10-7.
I think all these teams are locked to make the playoffs. I really don't see any of these teams outside of the Niners making the playoffs, maybe Commanders out. Like I think all these
I
six
could see
teams.
them again. I don't know what's going on with McCarthy in the NFC, but I think Minnesota's a very good team.
I think so too.
When Carson Wentz plays quarterback.
But the problem is Carson Wentz, yes, they had a big game. Like their defense played absolutely phenomenal last week, so
their
it's kind of hard.
Their defense is very good.
Yes,
Vikings.
but like also when JJ comes back, JJ was the worst quarterback in the league. He was dead last.
Besides the fourth, he had one good quarter.
He had one good quarter out of 8. Like he was terrible.
But I agree with you. The fact that I would, if when McCarthy comes back, I don't think the Vikings are as good enough. They also they have to play the Packers twice. They have to play the Lions twice. They rarely beat the Bears once. But again, and they have all those teams have a tough schedule, which is tough.
Yeah, and the Niners are probably the team that is okay, well they're probably going to make the playoffs, but who knows because they have their whole team's injured. I mean, we'll get to that when we talk about the 49er game. But
now listen, San Francisco could be a wild card team over Seattle. That would be the one that I would say. Only reason that the Niners already beat them this season.
True.
Which could be a big game, but that could mean a lot. They'll play again, but yeah.
All right, let's move on here. I probably should have put the Bears as out. They're not going to win.
Yeah,
I don't think they're that good.
No, that would be my out. I'd put them in the out.
Yeah. All right. These are the standings so far. I have 30 points. I had the most points last week, 18 in week 2. We didn't post it, but it's okay. We're not tied anymore. Ezra has 27 and Shay has 22.
How many points did you have last week? 18.
18.
How many did
week
I have?
2. That was week 2.
17?
You had 16.
How did I have? Didn't we have the exact same picks?
You picked
except the Washington.
And I got every other game right in there. And then I also picked.
I thought we had the exact same picks except that one.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
That one was worth 2 points?
Yeah, that was a 2-point game. That's why. So that's why I had 18. That's why you had 16.
Makes sense.
All right. Bucks and Philly this week. Jesus Christ. Ezra is taking Philly this week. I'm also taking Philly. I think Philly hasn't played very good football at all. I think Philly has actually struggled mightily. If you watch that Rams game, they struggled mightily last week. They couldn't do anything on offense. Jalen Hurts had no passing game, no running game. The Rams controlled the game. The Rams gave Philly the game.
In the first half, I'd say the Eagles. I think the Eagles played very good in the second half.
The second half, they did play well. But the first half, they couldn't do anything on offense. They had no idea how to even move the football at all. And up until about 12 minutes, up until the third quarter, the Rams looked like they had the game won. It was 26-7, and I thought the Rams would have won that game. And yet 2 block field goals happen. The Philly starts to come alive, and they win the football game. Very, very, very great win for them last week. Tampa Bay has had 3 game-winning drives, back to back to back. It's been really impressive what Baker Mayfield has been able to do week in and week out. This defense is playing well. This offense is going to be a little interesting. Mike Evans is out this week. He's going to be out for a little while.
I think Chris Godwin, though, this is Chris Godwin's first game back.
I'm not sure if he's coming back or not.
I think he's expected to play.
All right. Well, they're going to need him to play.
Emeka Ibuka's been very good.
Yes, he's been very good. They're going to have Sterling Shepard out there as well. It's going to hurt to not have that big X receiver, especially for Baker Mayfield. Bucky Irving's been an exceptional, a very good back for them. And this defense has always been very good under Todd Bowles. I'm going Philly, though, this week. I think Philly's the better football team in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think both teams haven't played very good. I think both these teams can be very, very good teams, and this could be the NFC Championship matchup at the end of the season when it's all said and done. I'm going to take Philly because I think they're the better team, better roster, both not playing good, but I'll take Philly because I just think they're better.
Okay. All right, Rams, Colts this week, 2 of the best offenses in football. Ezra went with the Rams this week. Shay, I'll let you start with this one.
I'm also going to take the Rams. Again, I just think the Rams are, the way they lost last week, they're too good. This will be a bounce back game for them. Again, Colts have been playing very good. I think the Colts are due for a game that it's like, maybe don't play as perfect as they do. And I think it's, again, a bounce back game for the Rams. I will take LA.
Now, the Rams really shut down Saquon Barkley this week. I think they'll do a really good job of shutting down Jonathan Taylor, too, even though the Colts offensive line, I think, actually is better than the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line, especially last week with Lane Johnson out. So how the Rams looked in the run game was very good, stopping the run, and that's going to be one of the biggest things for the Colts. Probably try to make Daniel Jones beat you, which he has. He has beaten teams this year. He's beaten 3 of them. So Daniel Jones has played very well in these games. Even when he's asked to throw the ball deep and make these type of plays, he's actually done that for the Colts, which is surprising. But I'm going to go with the Rams this week. I think the Rams offense is better, if not just as good as the Colts offense. Both these teams are very good at just scoring the football. They've done an incredible job. I think both teams have scored almost over 20 points a game, except for the first game for the Rams. Now the Colts defensively, they have not been the best. They've been better than they were last year, but they haven't been that good of a defense. They've been around the middle of the pack. Zaire Franklin has struggled in coverage, so I think they're going to really attack the middle of the field here, Rams, and I think that's where the whole weakness will stem from. Okay, 49ers, Jacksonville. Let's start with the Niners, Shay, in all these injuries.
I feel like it's every year with this team. I feel bad.
This year's even worse, I feel like.
Yeah, everybody, it go down left and right. Purdy is going to play this week, which is good. Again, good for them. I don't know how much different that is from Mac Jones. Again, I've never been a fan of Purdy as when he came into the league and when he's played. I've never been a fan of him. I think giving him a big contract was something that they would regret. I thought paying everybody else would have been the smarter move. But, again, we go on. I just think they have too many injuries to overcome in this game, personally. I think Jacksonville's playing some pretty good football right now. I will take the Jaguars. Again, I feel bad for the Niners. Every year it is with all these injuries. But you know what? They're 3-0. They've overcome adversity, and they've been able to get the job done. Kyle Shanahan proved to be a very, very good coach. He's been a very good coach for years. Again, and he keeps getting the job done. I don't think they'll be able to do it this week, though.
Yeah, losing Nick Bosa really hurts. Like guys like, Brandon Ayuk and, even Brock Purdy's like kind of replaceable in that offense, the way he's kind of looked. Nick Bosa is not replaceable. Nick Bosa is a guy you cannot replace. I mean, even Michael Williams and Bryce Huff, you cannot replace Nick Bosa. You also can't replace Fred Warner. And if he goes down, you might just kiss your season goodbye at that point.
If Fred Warner goes down, you just give up.
You just got to give up.
Because But the best way to describe Nick Bosa is your pass rush. Obviously, he's a very good pass rusher. The pass rush just gets 10 times worse because now since he was drawing double teams and everyone else had one-on-ones, now this opens up for, who else is, this guy looks like he's getting pressure winner. Who is it? Michael Williams?
Bryce Huff's actually been doing
all right, so you have Bryce Huff again. He's the next. Now he just gets double teamed, and that slows everything else down. So again, taking the top pass rusher out has a huge impact on the game, way more than you can imagine. Teams can scheme again. you got quarterbacks like Trevor Lawrence now. He's like, I could hold the ball an extra second back there because I know I have time. Nick Bosa's not going to come screaming at me. Yeah. It changes everything.
Yeah, for the Niners, like not many teams have 3 pass rushers. There's I think 2 teams, like the Giants and the Steelers, like are the only 2 teams that like have like 3 pass rushers that like you could say, okay, yeah, we're right.
We have 3 pass rushers. Lucas Van Ness has been very good. Look at the numbers. I promise you,
I know he's been good. I know he's been good, but he hasn't been good up until this year.
But he's good this year, so we have 3. This year he's been good.
No, the Packers are depth actually kind of deep now at pass rusher somehow. Luke Van Ness has been good, but maybe Micah Parsons taught him something. I don't know.
No, it's just I'm telling you, it's when you get a really, really good guy in a team with some okay pass rushers, it elevates everybody else. What did I tell you once they traded? I said Rashawn Gary is going to have a very good year, and he leads the league in sacks right now. I told you it's just how it works.
So. Same thing with it, Brian Burns. He leads. I think he leads the NFL.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's 4. He has 4. Yeah. But again, you get Abdul Carter in there. It changes. It does everything. That's what it does. Yeah.
So listen, the Niners are going to be down this week. A guy. They're going to be down Nick Bosa as he tore his ACL. Very tough for them. How are they going to be able to beat Jacksonville? I'm not really sure, but I definitely know they want to throw the ball. Jacksonville. The Jacksonville Jaguars have thrown the ball a lot this year. That's what they look to do. You know, they got a ton of weapons on offense, and they're going to use them all. Liam Cohen does a really good job of that. This Jacksonville's team defense has been okay. Not the best, but it's been serviceable through 3 weeks so far, and hopefully Kyle Shanahan can take advantage of that. Now, this 49ers riddled defense. The only player you really got to worry about is number 54 in Fred Warner. So make sure that Trevor Lawrence knows where he is on every play, whether it's off the edge or, off in coverage. Make sure you know where 54 is every play because he's going to make almost just about every play. D. Winters has played very well for the 49ers so far as their second linebacker, so that has been really important as well. I am going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars, though. I think they're able to beat out the 49ers in this game in a close one. All right.
This is Brian Thomas's game to show up and do something. Again, don't attack the middle of the field, attack the sidelines, let those Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. attack the sideline, go deep. Again, you'll have time. You'll have plenty of time this week. I would attack the sideline, and hopefully this is Brian Thomas Jr.'s game to step up and show that he's not what everyone is saying is, I don't want to say a bust, but that sophomore slump that happens to some guys once teams figure out, what they do, how he runs routes, how he gets open. And a fantasy bust, as a lot of people are very frustrated with.
I'm a betting man. I wouldn't bet on him to have a good week this week.
Why not? I would. Well, again, I wouldn't.
Do you hear the theory?
I wouldn't bet on anybody to have a good week, but I would. I'm saying he needs to have a good. If there's a game for him to step up, it's this game.
Did you hear the theory going around why he stinks now?
Why?
Because Shane Waldron's their offensive passing coordinator.
Oh, really?
He's their passing game coordinator, and it's like every year their passing game coordinator with Seattle, it was Jackson Smith-Njigba. He didn't do anything. Their passing game coordinator was in Chicago. He didn't. Romo Dunze. He didn't do anything.
I thought it was DJ Moore wasn't as good.
DJ Moore wasn't as good.
Yeah, but now then the year he leaves, right? They become
they become studs.
Yeah. But look, I'm saying this. I'm saying like, because I don't think the Niners secondary is anything special. If there's a week for him to go have a good week, it would be this week, especially with Trevor Lawrence is going to have time. You'll probably still struggle to run the ball. Again, Fred Warner's such a good player. And D. Winter that came out of nowhere. This guy, again, the middle of the field, I wouldn't attack the middle of the field. I would attack the sidelines and let those guys go to work.
All right, we're going to talk about the Ravens and the Chiefs, who are both 1-2 going to week 3. Going to week 4. I couldn't believe it. You wouldn't be able to tell me that any other way. But they both are 1-3. These two teams desperately need a win. Shay, what do you got?
Here's the thing. I actually will say this. I don't think this is a must-win game for Kansas City. I do think it's a must-win game for Baltimore, though, because if you're Baltimore, again, you have a tough schedule. You've already lost the big games to the Bills. You lost the big one to the Lions. So now if you lose another one to one of those top teams, it's like, what are you at that point? I think this is a must-win for Baltimore. Kansas City, we know what they are. They're banged up. They'll be fine in the later half of the year. They're going to get Rashee Rice back. They're going to get Xavier Worthy back. They'll be okay. Right now, Baltimore needs this win bad.
Yeah.
And I think they will get this win because I think they're the better team. And I think the way they lost last week, again, the Derrick Henry fumble, they got stopped on the 1 yard line on 4 downs, giving the ball to Henry 3 times. He doesn't get in. You run a pass play on 4th. It goes nowhere. You let Detroit score 38 on you. So yeah, this is a must win for Baltimore. And I think they will win because I just don't think Kansas City is that good right now. I think they'll get better once they get, receivers back. The defense is playing good, which is good because again, the offense I think will step up. Kansas City just needs to start running the ball because they're awful at running the ball right now.
They can.
Pacheco and Kareem Hunt have done nothing. Travis Kelce's, he's shown that his time in the league is up. Tyquan Thornton is the only guy that's having offense for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So they need help, and they'll get help. Again,
Worthy's back this week.
I wasn't expecting Kansas City to win the division. I was expecting them to probably win about 10 games and get a wild card spot because they need, again, Rashee Rice is a lot to this team, and it showed last year. They need him. He'll be back by, I think, week 7 or so. But I think Baltimore wins this one, and it's a must-win for them.
Definitely is a must-win for Baltimore. Baltimore has struggled this entire season. Even in the game against the Browns, they played well, but, they didn't show up and absolutely destroy the Browns. Let's be honest here. They have not played well. Their defense has been awful. Through 3 weeks, their defense has continuously let up score after score after score. 35 plus points on the Lions. 40 points on the Bills. This is just crazy how bad this Ravens defense has actually been. They're losing their best defensive tackle this week. I can't pronounce his name.
Matabuka?
Nanabuka. Yep, he's out. He's on IR
now.
So this is going to be a really tough game for the Ravens. The Chiefs are now getting Xavier Worthy back, who was their most important player last year for them. I think every sign points for me to take the Chiefs here. But the Ravens desperately need a win on the road. This is, again, Lamar in a big game. Everything just points to the Chiefs are probably going to win this game. Everything actually should point to the Chiefs going to win this game.
I think the Ravens are just a much better football team all around. Much better team.
Yeah, but you look at it and you're like, oh, well, the Chiefs defense is actually better because the Ravens defense has been awful through 3 weeks. The Chiefs defense has been better. And now the Chiefs also get Xavier Worthy back.
Yeah, but their offense is still not good.
It's not good, but with Xavier Worthy, they have explosive plays. And Xavier Worthy, I promise you, opens up this offense like no other, man. He is a game-wrecking player on this Kansas City Chiefs team. He just the way he's able to attack the field, whether it's short, intermediate, or long, he is a great player. But I'm going to go with the Ravens just because I think Derrick Henry doesn't fumble 3 times. He's fumbled 3 times in 3 weeks. He's fumbled 3 times over the past 3 years. So, it just doesn't happen. I think the Ravens need this win desperately, and the Ravens win this football game.
If the Ravens lose, I'd be worried. Kansas City loses, I wouldn't. If you're a Chiefs fan and they lose, I wouldn't be worried. If the Ravens lose and you're a Ravens fan, I'd be a little worried.
The only person I'm not worried about on the Baltimore Ravens, out of all 22 guys, is Lamar Jackson. I know he's going to play well.
Yeah.
Everybody else, not really sure who else is going to play well for the Chiefs because the Ravens, because none of them have played well so far. All right, Commanders, Falcons this week. This is a big game for both teams. Okay, Commanders looking to get to 3-1. Falcons looking to get back to 2-2. Shay?
Again, Jaden Daniels out this week. Terry McLaurin's also out this week. It's big injuries for them. Obviously, Mariota was able to get the job done last week. Again, going against a far less, an inferior Raiders defense that they're going to face this week in this Falcons defense. Michael Penix hasn't looked good, and the Falcons have looked awful last week against Carolina. I think this is the chance at home, if I'm not mistaken, for the Falcons. This is where they got to bounce back. They got to put, again, a Washington team that without Jaden Daniels shouldn't be anything special, especially not McLaurin. Offensively, they shouldn't be able to generate a lot. Atlanta should hold this team to, Atlanta should be able to score more than 20. They should probably hold this team to less than 20. And I think Atlanta gets the job done this week, playing a lot better than they did the past 3 weeks, but especially last week against Carolina. Yeah, the Falcons haven't played. I really didn't mind the way the Falcons started off the season. I thought actually they should have beat the Bucs game 1. I thought they should have started 2-0, and then they come out last week against the Carolina Panthers and look like they don't know how to play offense anymore. So I really don't know what the Atlanta Falcons anymore. Their defense has played really well, though. That's the thing I do know. Their defense, even though let up 30 points last week, but when your offense does score 0, that really doesn't help. So
I know their defense didn't play well last week, but the 2 weeks before that, they played very well, even though they played against two struggling offenses so far in the Bucs and the Vikings. I'm going to take the Falcons in this game. I think they're the better team. Marcus Mariota is playing quarterback for the Commanders, so that is a huge reason. Terry McLaurin is also out for the Commanders. That is also a huge reason. Let's also remind ourselves that Marcus Mariota did win last week against the Raiders, so I wouldn't, even though, again, the Raiders are a much worse team than the Falcons, especially on the defensive side of the ball. The Raiders have guys that shouldn't be starting in the league playing corner. Darnay Holmes shouldn't be starting in the league. Let's keep it real here. I'll take the Atlanta Falcons. Ezra's taking the Atlanta Falcons. Ezra also took the Ravens as well. Shay, let's run down the regular games for the week. Giants, Chargers. Rookie. I'm taking the Chargers as well. Pittsburgh and Minnesota. Good one. 9:30.
Yeah, in London. Oh, this one's tough.
No, this one's in Dublin. I think Ireland.
Sorry. Whatever it is. Yeah, Ireland. I'll take Pittsburgh, but this one's going to be tough. I think Minnesota might get it. I'm going to take Pittsburgh, though.
We might have the same picks this week.
Did you take Pittsburgh, too?
I also took Pittsburgh. Ezra took Minnesota.
I think Minnesota could. That one's a toss-up, I will say.
That one is a toss-up.
That's a good defense.
Texans, Titans.
I will take Houston to hopefully finally win a game.
Finally win a game, yeah. I only took them to win 7 games this year. Whoop-de-doo. That ain't going to happen. Buffalo and New Orleans. Let's just go you for Buffalo.
The question is, though, will Buffalo cover? That's the question I'm trying to figure out. It was like 16 and a half. Will they cover?
I think
they might, which is scary, but
I think they
definitely take Buffalo.
This is because Buffalo's like not one of those teams to like really let off the gas pedal.
Yeah, and it's in Buffalo. It's not a road game. It's home. Usually, again, when it's on the road, it's like, ooh, it could be a little scary. It's home.
Detroit and Cleveland.
I'll take Detroit. But again, I think it's closer than people. It is in Detroit, which is a big deal. But I don't sleep on Cleveland. Cleveland's got the best defense in the NFL, I think.
New Orleans and Carolina.
New Orleans and Carolina?
Oh, sorry, Carolina and New England.
I'll take New England, but I think this one's close.
Vegas and Chicago.
I'll take Chicago.
Okay, that's where we all. That's me and Ezra both took the Raiders this week.
Really?
I like Geno Smith.
He's been bad. Week 1, he was good. Week 2, 3, he's been bad.
I know.
Chicago looked better last week.
But I think they're going to get the run game going this week against the Bears. I think they're going to play well. Ashton Genty's going to have a big game. I'm praying, buddy. You're on my fantasy team. Come on, do something. All right, Green Bay and Dallas.
I'm taking the Packers. I'm not doing the stupid thing. I'm taking the Packers. They're going to win.
Yeah, this Dallas defense might be one of the worst of all time. Yeah. Miami and the Jets. This is going to be a great one. It's 7:00 on Monday.
I'm going to take the Jets.
All right, that's also where we difference. I
don't like either team, but I'll take the Jets. Jets got it done last week, or almost got it done last week.
Yeah, I took Miami in this game. I like Miami. Ezra also took the Jets this week. And Denver and Cincinnati.
I'll take Denver.
Okay. All right, so we do have some difference in the picks. I was the most different in the picks this week. Ezra took the Jets, who was different. He took Minnesota. That was different. All our 2-point games are the same, so there'll be no difference there. Alrighty, that will be it for today's podcast. Let's go watch the Penn State-Oregon game.
Wait, isn't there another Monday night game?
Yeah, Denver and Cincinnati.
Oh, yes, we did it, yes.
Alrighty, that is it for today's episode. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys next time.